Alright, so it's time to check out gaming performance here now on the Redmi 4. This is the Prime model, so this has a Snapdragon 625 Adreno 506 graphics. Now, I haven't actually tested out this chipset before, so I'm very interested to see if it can play the latest games with at least, hopefully, over 30 frames per second, smooth gaming experience. I hope, but I don't know. So let's have a look now, and at the end of the video as well, I also will check out the temperatures on the back of it and the screen just to see how warm it gets and if it's going to get too hot or not after about 30 minutes of gaming. So this title here is Real Racing 3. I'm just going to go through the first, basically the tutorial level here and see how that performs. Okay, there's a little bit of stutter there. I'd say it's not running at 30 frames per second at least. Some slowdown. But it's doing okay. Oh, a big freeze just then. Alright, so that one is definitely playable, but it does have a few freezes and stutters as expected with this lower powered chipset. Alright, so next up I'm going to test out Mortal Kombat, but before I do that, I just want to mention that between all of the games, although I won't show it on video, I am clearing and making sure everything is out of the memory. So there's nothing running there in the app in the background to keep the performance up. So this is now Mortal Kombat X. Alright, here goes. Is this going to have playable frames per second, or is it going to be a slideshow? Ooh, few stutters just then. So far, so good. This title here is Asphalt Xtreme. It's the new one, and the settings that it runs with by default is optimal. So I'm just going to leave it at that, just leave it at optimal and have a look and see how it handles that. Okay, so that one's running alright. There's definitely a few stutters and the frame is dropping below 30 frames per second at times. But I mean, it was fast enough, at least smooth enough for me to get first place there. Now this one here is Clash of Clans, so it's not the most demanding game, but it can actually get a bit of lag and stutter. You can see there, it's very smooth so far. Oh, just a little bit of stutter then. Rendering all the troops here in my army. But I'll just play a quick game. And we'll see how it performs. Alright, so it seems it can handle Clash of Clans just fine. There's a few stutters just like the other games so far, but all in all, yeah, definitely playable. One thing to point out though, I have actually seen some stutter in the UI. Just going back and forth there, you can see sometimes at that animation, just see then, it's a little stuttery when it comes into view. Now, I don't know whether that's down to optimization or that's actually from the chipset itself. So this game is Modern Combat 5 in one of the more demanding games really, and I can see already that the frames, it's dipping below 30 frames per second. You see there's quite a bit of lag there, a bit of a delay sometimes to my movement from the input there to what's being displayed on the screen. So we'll see if it's going to at least be playable.
Let's get out of here. We've got company. Keep on firing. Shit! Chopper! More incoming. Keep them off of us. I think we're in the clear. Oh shit! Hit it! Stay back. That's the last of them.
Finding it a little hard to control because there's a bit of a delay there. There's definite lag. It's not as fluid as I would like it to be. Ideally, I'd like over 30 frames per second, and I'd say it's running below that. Sometimes about 20, 18, even something like that. Just my guess here. This one's World of Tanks Blitz. So now to look at the temperatures, I've still got World of Tanks running on it, and I haven't actually felt it warm up at all. The thermals seem really good. It's about, there we go, almost 30 degrees on the back. And let's check the front. Front is quite cool there, 25 degrees. Okay, so that's gaming there on the Redmi 4 with its Snapdragon 625, 3GB of RAM, 1080p screen, and the Adreno 506 GPU. It isn't the fastest. As you saw there were some definite frame dips going below 30 frames per second, some stutters, some lag, but all of those games that I tested were playable at least. So that is something there. Thank you so much for watching this review here, and I will have a full detailed review of this mobile coming up shortly. So if you are interested in that, keep an eye on the playlist there, and hopefully I'll see you back in the review.